Warning, the following podcast has been classified as insanely lucrative. Listener discretion is advised.
He was not talking about a product review. He's talking about seller feedback.
The product was broken, yeah.
Yeah, the product was broken.
Your attention, please. Listening to the AMPM podcast may cause recurring revenue streams and unfair advantages over your competitors. Other side effects may include fatter wallets, fired bosses, and longer vacations. Listen at your own risk. Here's your host, seven-figure entrepreneur and online marketing madman, Manny Coates. Manny Coates.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the AMPM podcast. My name is Manny Coates, and this is the show where we discuss how to generate recurring revenue streams 24 hours per day during the AM and the PM, hence the name of the show. As a matter of fact, I just did a Periscope on the 999 inventory trick. And if you don't know what that is, you need to follow me on Periscope. Shame on you. But if you do know what that is, awesome. But anyways, as I was explaining this to the followers and having fun with it, showing them how they can actually spy on their competition, I was making money. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Anyways, today is Q&A Thursday, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, trusty friend, marketing mastermind genius, Guillermo Puyol. He is over there digging for nuggets, it looks like. Golden nuggets. But I think he's digging the wrong way. Guy, get over here. Guy, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm tired, man. All this digging is driving me crazy, but I found some good stuff.
You found a nugget or two?
Yes, sir.
It goes without saying, anytime you dig, you're going to find a nugget or two.
That's right.
Hey, I got a question, actually. If you know what? When people say it goes without saying, why say it anyway?
I know, right?
I don't understand. Yeah, that's just a weird thing that I've always wondered about. You know, I always wonder about these weird things, Guy. Like, have you ever wondered if Noah had woodpeckers on the ark? Or is that just me?
That is definitely just you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think he had woodpeckers and termites on the ark? A little male and a female? And he's like, God dang it. Oh, sorry, God. Oh, I don't know.
Probably, man.
All right, guys. So we have the Thursday Q&As. And as always, we have two legitimate questions from our users. And we have Manny's two questions to Guy. It's a fun little thing we do every Thursday Q&A. So, Guy, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. So first of all, you have the two questions queued up. Is that correct?
That is right. I have two good ones.
Good ones. All right. Before we get to question number one, Guy, I have a question for you. Are you ready?
Of course you do. Go for it.
All right. Guy, the question from Manny to you is, do you prefer the company of cats who could really give two shits about you, Guy, or the company of noisy little kids?
Man, it definitely depends. I have 3 noisy little kids, as opposed to what you say that I have 12 or 15. I only have 3, but they're noisy as can be. So if I'm trying to work, I'd rather be surrounded by cats too. I'm actually allergic to cats, but I'll rather work around cats than around my kids. But any other time, I love my kids. So yeah, I'll take the noise.
All right, don't let them hear you say that. We want cats. All right, Guy, let's start the first Q&A question.
Alrighty. So this one is coming from David Ferguson, and it says, I had a customer that left me a bad seller feedback. I didn't have many seller feedbacks, so now my feedback is 3 stars overall. He said the product was broken. I messaged the customer several times so that I could ship him a new one, but he won't respond. What would you do?
Aha. This is going to be an easy one. Did you catch one little clue that he said in there, Guy?
To me, is the fact that he had very little feedback to begin with.
That's one of them, but with seller feedback, he was not talking about a product review. He's talking about seller feedback.
The product was broken, yeah.
Yeah, the product was broken. So it's not seller feedback. That is a product review. and he's sending it as seller feedback. So what I would do if I was this guy is I would automatically not even contact the customer. It's fine that you did, but you can get it removed automatically in like 30 seconds. Right, Guy?
Yep. Just submit it. Actually, it should be automatic removal.
Yeah, you just go into Seller Central and copy that order ID. Okay, and then you're just going to go to the contact form where you would contact seller support. And then there'll be something like customer orders, I believe. And then you just paste that order ID in there, tell them it's about seller feedback, and it should automatically remove. Their algorithm will figure it out. And if it doesn't remove it, then it gives you an option to submit it anyways with a little summary. And you can just say, this is all about a product review, not about seller feedback. And 100%, it's gone. And then your account, your seller feedback will be restored back to 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that was the only negative one. But that's it. That was quick. So yeah, you're going about it the hard way. You don't need to contact customers. We've said this before, right? If the seller feedback is not specifically about you as a seller, then you can get it removed. If it's about shipping, that's Amazon's deal, right? If it's about the product, it's not seller feedback. So always basically contact seller support to have them remove that automatically if you get that happening.
Yeah, and David, you never want to be in a situation that one feedback affects you so much. So you have to be proactive about getting seller feedback. And there's ways we can do that. The way we do it is through email follow-ups. So right after they place the order and after they receive the order, there's follow-up sequences that you can set in place to make sure that you get a lot of positive feedback so that when and if you get a negative one, it's not going to hit you so much.
Yeah. And we did a podcast episode on that. I don't recall which number it is, but you can go through them, guys. They're all good and find that out.
Cool.
Okay. Is it time for question number 2?
Yes, sir.
For Guillermo Puyol?
Of course.
Guy.
What do you have now?
I don't know. Let me think. All right, Guy. People always think that we rehearse these, but you've never heard this question. So are you ready?
I guess.
All right, Guy. In the song Yankee Doodle, you know that song, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is the dude calling the horse or the feather macaroni? Go ahead. I'll wait while you sing the song out in your head.
Yeah. The feather.
He's calling the feather macaroni? Not the horse? Are you sure?
I'm willing to bet.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Sing it out. Sing it out, Guy.
No.
I'm live.
No, I will not be singing in the podcast, man. The people will stop following and unsubscribe. Probably report it.
Report the podcast.
For abuse.
That's terrible. All right, guys. What do you guys think? You know what? Go on to the ampmpodcast.com site. And actually, from there, go to our Facebook group, the FBA High Rollers. You can click on the right-hand side and join our group if you're not already part of it. But I want to see a post. Who's going to be the first one to start the thread about Yankee Doodle? And I'm curious, is he calling the feather or the horse macaroni? Wonder what someone should poll that. Wonder what it'll be, if everybody will agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, Guy, you and your shenanigans, these silly questions. Let's get to question number 2, the real one.
I know. All right. So this one is coming from Donald and says, I have a second product totally unrelated to my first product. I want it to be under a new brand. I heard Amazon won't let me open a second account. So how can I do this?
Okay. So this is kind of similar to the first one. I think might be asking the wrong question here. If you want to create another brand, you don't need a second account. Okay. You can open as many brands as you want under this a single account. And I think this is a very common question with new sellers. They always ask, well, I want to come out with a brand new brand, something separate, how do I set up a second account? You don't need that. You can create as many brands as you want. Okay. When you create your new product on Amazon, and you have that field where it asks for your brand, that's where you're going to place it. Okay. You're going to put your new brand name in there. And this way, when someone does a search on Amazon and your product listing comes up and it says sold by whatever your company name is, and then it shows the brand name. If someone clicks on that brand, it'll only show the products under that particular brand. It won't show your other products. Now, if they click on the sold by, the manufacturer name that you put in there, then they can see all your products. But that shouldn't matter. Personally, Guy, I've got 4 brands now under one account.
Yeah.
I don't have a second account.
What do you think in terms of selling your brand? Like, as an exit strategy, you build out a brand, and then if you plan to sell it, do you think if you have that idea, it would be prudent to create another account if Amazon allows you to?
Yeah, I think that would be a good strategy. But, here's the scenario, right? Most of the time when you're launching something, unless you've been doing this a long time, you don't know if the product's actually going to take off. So if you go out and you create a second account and you've got a whole separate company, you set up a corporation, an LLC, something like that, and then the product just doesn't do well, then you spent all this money, right, to set that up for nothing. So I haven't done it yet, guys. And one of my exit strategies is to sell a brand. So I'm going to figure out, I'm sure I'll have the experts that I hire handle all that for me and break everything down and separate it. But yeah, I'm not doing it. It's too complicated for me, I guess. I'm being lazy. I don't know.
Yeah. So, man, that was a quick Q&A. We're right about the 11-minute mark. And those are the 2 questions. Do you have anything else to add, Manny?
No, that's it, guys. As usual, follow me on Periscope at Manny Coates. Okay. Watch the videos there. We've got a new beginner series that we're doing as well. I'm kind of trying to cut back a little bit because I'm just all over the place, just too busy. So I'm going to be doing Periscopes probably once a week with the Ask Me Anything, and then a bunch of smaller, what's called Fire Your Boss episodes, where we hit a topic very quickly, get in and out in under 10 minutes. Those are pretty cool. We've done 2 episodes so far. By the time you listen to this, we might even have a 3rd one. And then check out our Facebook group. Okay. It's called the FBA High Rollers. We've got well over 2,000 people in there that are awesome, always posting and commenting. That's also where we post videos that are related to the podcast we do. You'll only find them in there. You won't even find them on our AMPM podcast website. Yeah, check out the Facebook group. Also, of course, our podcast site, ampmpodcast.com. And then from there, you can ask us questions. You can leave us a voicemail message there on the right-hand side. And you can also click onto the Facebook link there and find our Facebook page very easily, our Facebook group.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And I always insist, please take a second to rate us on iTunes. Those reviews are like on Amazon. They really, really help us. So if you're enjoying this information that we put out, please take a second or 2, rate us on iTunes. That really, really helps.
All right, guys, that is it from myself and Guillermo. Have a good day.
Bye-bye, guys.
You've been listening to the AMPM podcast hosted by Manny Coates. For more information, insider tools, and to get the resources mentioned in this episode, visit ampmpodcast.com.